30 million years ago, the first lakes appeared on Earth which are still exist. Our idea of lakes being deadly is that we may drown in them due to their depth. But if you hear that a lake can kill 2 million people in a few minutes, there's such a lake on Earth that can make such a crime to a reality. I'm talking about this lake. It's a beautiful, isn't it? But this seemingly beautiful lake is the most dangerous lake in the world, and events are happening under it that will soon cause the death of 2 million people. Stay with Dark Fact. Lake Kivu, border of Rwanda and Congo. One of the most beautiful places in Africa is this place. It seems that there is no danger here and it is very beautiful. But why this lake is the most dangerous lake in the world? Kivu Lake is like dangerous bomb and there's a possibility of its explosion. No one knows when this lake will explode. You may wonder why a lake should explode. Let me tell you a real story to understand this. In 1984, Lake Lake exploded in Cameroon. People said it exploded like an atomic bomb. After explosion, a very thick and white gas covered the surface of lake and its surroundings. Blast wave of this strange explosion killed 37 people who were around this lake and caused skin injuries to those who were further away. Everyone thought it was a terrorist attack. But no terrorist was found and a big question arises as to why this explosion happened. 2 years later, a few kilometers away, Nyos Lake also exploded. This lake is bigger than Manoon Lake. That's why it caused more damage. People were going crazy. Everyone asked why these lakes are exploding. Local people didn't know what I want to tell you now. Most of these lakes, which are very deep, penetrated to the depth of Earth. Go deep into the Earth. Researchers discovered that CO2 accumulated at the bottom of the lake. CO2 does something with these lakes that they become carbonated like a soda. When you open the lid of the soda, CO2 rises and comes out. But there is a difference between soda and these lakes. CO2 is everywhere in soft drinks, but this gas only sits at the bottom of these lakes, and the deeper the lake, the worse the diameter of CO2. So a lot of pressure is trapped in the bottom of these lakes. Water at the bottom of these lakes is cold, therefore CO2 mixes well with these cold waters. These gases accumulate until they get a shake. For example, a small earthquake happens. The slightest vibration in the bottom of this lake is like shaking a soda and then opening the door. But the explosion of soda will eventually make your clothes dirty, but the explosion of lakes will kill people. How? I will tell you now. CO2 gas wants to release itself. Therefore, it brings a lot of water up with itself and creates a tsunami. A terrible tsunami that moves in all directions. Nyos Lake burst in the night and a 25-meter tsunami washed the entire area around the lake. The water turned red and it began to give rise to thick CO2 gas. And then it started to move on Earth because CO2 is heavier than oxygen. This poisonous and dangerous gas suffocated all the people within a 25-kilometer radius of the lake because it was night and most of the people were sleeping. 1,700 people were suffocated and thousands of animals lost their lives. Did you hear this story and see what a disaster it was? I must say that these explosions aren't comparable to the explosion of the future of Kivu. I emphasize there's no way to compare. If you want to know what the Kivu explosion does to people and the planet, please first like the video and then comment and subscribe Dark Fact. Kivu is a ticking time bomb. It is the 9th deepest lake in the world and it has accumulated a lot of CO2 and it is waiting for a small tremor. If this lake explodes, it will cause a big disaster. Currently, 2 million people live around this lake. 256 cubic kilometers of CO2 are trapped under this lake. Researchers say that it is better for these 2 million people to stay away from here because if it explodes, everyone will die. Biologist research has shown that this lake bursts every 1,000 years and the tragedy is that they don't know when it burst last time. Many people are thinking how to remove this gas. Some people say maybe we could remove it through the pipe, but the lake is too big and deep that these ideas have no effect. Needless to say, this gas is very harmful for the environment. If all of these gas released, it will affect the planet and pollute it more than this. Researchers say that the only way to prevent people's life and financial risk is to evacuate the area around the lake, and these 2 million people go somewhere else, but this is impossible in those countries. We just have to pray that these 1,000 years not be close because a disaster will happen. Okay guys, thank you that you watched the video till the end. Please write your opinion for us.